Hello everyone, this is Mudra Surve and we are continuing with the transfer characteristics of JFET. The transfer characters, this is the graph of the transfer characteristics of JFET, that is current versus voltage for VGS constant. Okay, so the transfer characteristics can be determined by keeping the drain to source voltage VDS constant, or drain current ID is observed by changing the gate to source voltage. Okay, so in transfer characteristics, the drain to source voltage we keep constant and we observe the drain current while changing the value of gate to source voltage. As here you can see that the VGS is 0, then 1 volt, 2 volt. So by changing the VGS, we are going to observe the drain current or value of ID. So it is observed that when the gate to source voltage is increased, the negative region of the drain current ID decreases. Okay, so this is the negative region of the ID. So while plotting this characteristics, it is observed that when gate to source voltage is increased, okay, when VGS is 1 volt, 2 volt, that time what happened, the negative region of the drain current is going to be decreased. So this is nothing but the transfer characteristics. Now next is the JFET parameters. So in JFET parameter, one is dynamic output resistance. So what is dynamic output resistance? So this is nothing but the ratio of change in drain to source voltage, that is your VDS, to the change in drain current, that is ID, at a constant gate to source voltage VGS. So we can call it as a dynamic output resistance RD, or this is the formula for, okay, this is your dynamic resistance, that is nothing but change in VDS, drain to source voltage, to the change in drain current at constant VGS. Okay, so this is the dynamic resistance. Now next is transconductance. Now what is transconductance? So transconduction is the ratio of change in drain current, that is ID, to the change in gate to source voltage, that is your VGS. Okay, change in ID to the change in VGS at constant drain to source voltage. So this is nothing but, we can call it as a transconductance. Okay, change in ID to the change in VGS at a constant VDS. This value is maximum at a VGS when VGS is equal to 0. So when VGS is equal to, it is nothing but a maximum value and it is denoted by the GM0. This is nothing but maximum value. It is specified in a JFET datasheet. The transconductance at any other value of gate to source voltage can be determined as follows. Okay. So when VGS is equal to 0, that time whatever the value of maximum value is there, it will be specified in JFET datasheet, and for other values of gate to source voltage can be determined by using the expression, that is ID is equal to IDSS in bracket 1 minus VGS upon VGS of bracket square. So by partial differentiating the equation or expression of drain current, so we get gate to source voltage, that is VGS with respect to VGS. Okay. So when VGS equal to 0, the transconductance gates is maximum value. So this is nothing but the GM0 is equal to 2 IDSS upon VGS of. So when your VGS is 0, that time you get the maximum value. So therefore we can write as GM is equal to GM0 in bracket 1 minus VGS upon VGS of. So this is nothing but your transconductance expression. Now third parameter is amplification factor. Okay, so what is the definition of amplification factor? The amplification factor is defined as the ratio of change of drain voltage, that is VDS, to the change of gate voltage, which is nothing but VGS at a constant ID, means drain current. So there is a relation between transconductance Gm and the dynamic output resistance Rd. So what is the relation? That mu is equal to del Vds upon del Vgs is equal to del Vds into Id upon Id into del Id upon del Vgs. So mu is nothing but Id, that is your dynamic output resistance, into Gm. So it is the relation between dynamic output resistance and transconductance to find out the amplification factor. Now next is MOSFET. Okay, so MOSFET is nothing but the other type of field effect transistor. That is, I already said that MOSFET stands for metal oxide field effect transistor. So MOSFET was invented to overcome the disadvantage present in FET. Okay, so as we see in the disadvantages of FET, that is high drain resistance, then input impedance is moderate, then also operation is slower. So to overcome these disadvantages, MOSFET is designed. So MOSFET can be called the advanced form of JFET. Okay, so in some cases MOSFET are also called IGFET. So MOSFET is also stands, or we can also say MOSFET as a IGFET. IGFET is nothing but insulated gate field effect transistor. So practically speaking, MOSFET is a voltage control device, meaning by applying a rated voltage to the gate pin, the MOSFET will start conducting. So we can call it as a voltage control device. The main difference between FET and MOSFET is that MOSFET has a metal oxide gate electrode, electrically insulated from the main semiconductor. Okay, so it is nothing but the difference between FET and your MOSFET. So this is nothing but your MOSFET. Then these are the N channel MOSFET, it is the P channel MOSFET. This is your symbol of MOSFET. Then this is the construction diagram of MOSFET. Okay, so yes, so this is your MOSFET. Terminal is gate, drain and source. So MOSFET have, normally if we talk, then MOSFET have a 4 terminals. First is your drain, next is your source, third is your gate, and fourth terminal is body. Okay, or we can say it as a substrate. So this terminal, body or substrate terminal, will always be connected to the source terminal. So they are combined and it will form a one terminal. We can call it as a source. So it will operate in a 3 terminal device. Okay, it's having 4 terminals, but it will operate as a 3 terminal device. So this is the construction of MOSFET. This is the figure of construction of MOSFET. That as we see in here, that the below image shown that typical internal structure of MOSFET. Okay, so MOSFET is an advanced form of field effect transistor and operates with the same 3 terminals. So this is your P channel substrate and these are the N channel substrate. So this is the gate terminal. Okay, it is your gate terminal, it is your source terminal, and this is your drain terminal. And these are the region, we can call it as a depletion region or depletion layer or channel region. So as we see in the image, the gate terminal is fixed on the thin metal layer. Okay, just now we say that the gate terminal is, this is the gate terminal. Okay, so the gate terminal is fixed on the thin metal layer which is insulated by the silicon dioxide, so SiO2, from the semiconductor, and you will be able to see 2 n-type semiconductor fixed in the channel region where the drain to source terminal are placed. Okay, so this is nothing but the metal layer, that is SiO2 layer is there. This dashed line is showing the SiO2 layer in which the gate terminal is fixed, and these are the N type material is fixed to form a source and drain terminal. The N channel between the drain and source of the MOSFET is an N type. Opposite of this, the substrate is implemented as a P type. This helps in biasing MOSFET in both the polarities, either positive or negative. If the gate terminal of the MOSFET isn't biased, it will stay in the non-conductive state. Okay, so If your gate terminal is biased, then MOSFET will operate in both the in positive also or in negative polarities also. Or if your gate terminals of the MOSFET is not biased, then it will stay in non-conductive state only. Hence the MOSFET is totally used in a designing switch and logic gate. So it will use for designing switch and logic gates. So now how MOSFET will work. So for working of the MOSFET, this is the working of MOSFET. So MOSFET works as a switch. The MOSFET controls the voltage and current flow between source to drain. So it will, this is the source terminal, this is the drain terminal. So MOSFET is used to control the voltage and current flow between source to drain. The working of MOSFET depends on the MOS capacitor. So okay, this is your MOS capacitor. From to this capacitor, the working of MOSFET will depends, which is the semiconductor surface below oxide layer between source to drain terminal. It can be inverted from P-type to N-type simply by applying positive or negative voltage respectively. Okay. So by applying the positive or negative voltage respectively, so it can be inverted. So this is your supply VDS, it is nothing but the VGG, not your capacitor. Okay, so this is the supply voltage. So how it works? So when drain to source voltage is connected between drain to source, here the VDS is connected between drain to source. That time what happened, a positive voltage is applied to the drain and negative voltage is applied to the source. As VDS is connected here, so positive voltage is applied to the source and negative voltage is applied to your drain, and the positive voltage is, positive voltage is applied to your drain and negative voltage is applied to your source. Here the PN junction and the drain reverse bias and the PN junction at the source is forward bias. Okay. So at this stage there will be no any current flow between drain and the source. So for this condition, when positive voltage is applied to the drain and negative voltage is applied to the source, then there is no current flow. So if we apply positive voltage to the gate terminal to the electrostatic attraction of the minority charge carriers in the p substrate will start accumulate on the gate contact, which form the conductive bridge between the two N plus region. The higher the applied voltage, greater the width of the N channel formed due to the electron accumulation. So as we increase the voltage, then because of the electron accumulation, as we increase voltage, the channel's width also get increased because of the electron accumulation. So this will eventually increase the conductivity and the drain current. So because of this, the drain current will increase and it will start flow between source to drain. So this is the flow of electron between source to drain. Now third case is when there is no voltage applied to the gate terminal. So third case is when there is no voltage is applied to the gate terminal. That time what happen? There will not be any current flow apart from the small amount of current due to the minority charge carriers. So when there is no supply voltage, that time what happened? Because of the minority carrier, there is small current is available. So the minimum voltage at which the MOSFET start conducting, we can call it as a threshold voltage. So when there is no gate voltage is applied, that time what happened? Because of the minority carrier, there is a small voltage, or because of that small voltage, the MOSFET will start conducting. So that voltage we can call it as a threshold voltage. So now how MOSFET work in depletion mode. So the depletion mode MOSFETs are usually called the switch on device, as they are generally in the closed state when there is no bias voltage at the gate terminal. Okay, so what is mean by depletion mode or operation of MOSFET in depletion mode? So as we seen that when there is a no gate voltage is applied, that time what happened, the uh, generally it is in closed state. Okay, MOSFET is generally in closed state when there is a no bias voltage at the gate terminal. So when we increase the applied voltage to the gate, okay, so when we given the voltage to the gate terminal, the channel width will be increased in a depletion mode. So this will increase the drain current ID through the channel. So if the applied gate voltage is highly negative, that time what happen, the channel width will be less and MOSFET might be enter into the cutoff region. So when the voltage to the gate terminals will increase, then there is a flow of current will started and your channel width will be increased and drain current will started flowing through the channel. So as a negative gate terminal is applied, that time what happened, the MOSFET might be enter into the cutoff region. So these are the VI characteristics of the MOSFET. The transistor drawn between the drain to source voltage VDS to the ID. The small amount of voltage at the gate terminal will control the current flow of the channel. Okay. So in MOSFET, the working of MOSFET is only depend on whatever amount of gate voltage we are applying to the gate terminal. So any change in voltage or any change in current is depend on the gate to source voltage. The channel formed between the drain and source will act as a good conductor with zero bias voltage at the gate terminal. Okay, so when the gate terminal is having zero bias voltage, then the channel between drain to source will act as a good conductor, or the channel width and drain current will increase if positive voltage is applied to, or when we given positive voltage to the gate terminal, that time as we see in the depletion region, width is also increases and ID started flowing. And when there is a negative voltage to the gate terminal, that time what happened, there is a negative voltage to the gate, that time the channel width is decreased, or we can say current is decreased, or it might be entered into the cutoff region. Then how MOSFET work in enhancement mode? This is all about the depletion mode. Then how it will work in enhancement mode? The operation of MOSFET in enhancement mode is similar to the operation as a open switch. Okay, so in enhancement mode, MOSFET acts as a open switch. So it will start conduct only if the positive voltage is applied. So in enhancement mode, MOSFET will start conduct only if the positive voltage is applied to the gate terminal and the drain current starts flowing through the device. The channel width and drain current will increase when the bias voltage is increased, but if the applied voltage is 0, or we can say negative, the transistor will remain in off state. So this is the characteristics. It may be partitioned into the three parts, that is, first is your ohmic region, next is your saturation region, and last is your cutoff region. Means what? Cutoff region means what? When there is a MOSFET will be in off state, that time when MOSFET will enters into the off state when your applied voltage is 0, that time MOSFET will go into the off state. When the bias voltage is applied to the MOSFET, when small bias voltage is applied to the MOSFET, then it will slowly start conducting, and the increase in depletion region, it will cause the ID to flow. So this is nothing but your ohmic region. Okay. So for a small voltage, there is a gradually increase in current. So we can call it as a ohmic region. And now finally in saturation region, where the positive voltage applied constantly at a constant positive voltage, the MOSFET will staying in a conducting state. So this state we can call it as a saturation region. So this is all about the MOSFET, working of MOSFET in depletion region and enhancement region. Okay, so here we complete with the junction field effect transistor and metal oxide field effect transistor. If you have any query, then ask me or start doing studies. All the best. Thank you.